So what I did was wash these really good. You want to make sure you wash them. Even though we're not going to use the skin, you still want to wash them. And I have this foil lined pan here, and I have, you got to prick it so that they won't burst. It'll give it some air. I got 2 more here. Shh. Okay. And then what you want to do, prick them. What you want to do, as you can see, they're clean. You prick them so they won't burst. And you know, once these start cooking, they let off juices and sticky juices. So you probably will want to make sure you line it with foil so it is easier cleanup. So I'm gonna take it over here. And normally I would line each one individually, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to put them in the oven at 350. And we're going to let them go for about an hour. And then after an hour, you want to check inside. If not, leave them in a little longer until it's nice and soft. And if you can get a skewer or something to stick it through there, and it comes out nice and clean, and it goes through there soft. So we'll see you back in about an hour. In about an hour, I'll let you know exactly how long it took once it get done. Okay, so we're back. It's been an hour and about 15 minutes that these have been cooking. Like I said before, as you can see in here, that it lets off juices that are very, very sticky there. So you want to put your foil as a protectant, and it's easier to clean up. So what you want to do, the texture, you want to make sure that they're done all the way through. And as you can see, it's very tender. And what I'm going to show you how to take it off. So what you do is this is hot, so get you a towel or something and peel off, probably a slight cut, and peel off the skin. That in there, we're going to cut that off. I'm going to do this with the foil because it's still very, very sticky. So you kind of want to peel off the skin. Now this is for our sweet potato pie. And very hot, so be very, very, very careful. Because you want all the soft part. Now the sweet potato is going to be stringy, which is fine. What my problem is, I have this knife that is not sharp, and then we're going to put it in the bowl. So let me just take this off, and then put it in your bowl right there. Then I'll finish this one, and then after this, hold on one second, let me get a better knife. Okay. This is better. Bigger, but that ain't even better. Hold on. I need to sharpen my knife. Okay, so we're going to take this off.
Mom, scoot more that way.
Huh?
Scoot more your body that way. Yeah.
Do not work with a dull knife. It's extra work. So you have a little bit in there, and then we'll come back. Ooh, hot, 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 hot. And a lot of times they don't peel like as if you would peel an apple and try to get as much off. And then we'll come back after I finish peeling the rest of these sweet potatoes. Now, these sweet potatoes are small to a medium. So it took me like an hour and 15 minutes at 150 degrees. Now, if you have larger ones, it may take you a little bit more time. So we'll be back after I finish peeling them. Okay, so we're back. And as you can see here that I peeled the yams, the sweet potatoes, but please be careful because they're very hot. And what I should have told you instead of the knife, just spoon it out. Just spoon it out in your bowl. Here I have 3 cups of sugar, 3 sticks of butter, because I like to taste the sweetness of my sweet potato pie. And also, I like to taste some butter in there. We have 2 eggs, 3 tablespoons of nutmeg, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and 2 tablespoons of vanilla. So what we're going to do, and then it's easy, like when you take it out of the oven, go on and peel them. So, because what I like to do is let that butter melt in there, because them sweet potatoes still hot. So make sure you have a thick towel or something, you know, so you won't burn yourself. It never fails. I do. So I like to see that butter melting in there, in that hot potato.
Mom.
So what I did, I was looking at my potatoes, and see, you want these potatoes nice and hot, and you want that butter to get all up in there and melt it down. And then what I did, I was looking at my potatoes and my sugar, and it looked like quite a bit, so I took 1/3 of a cup out. So what you do, you add your sugar, I still held back a little bit, and then I'll use it. So let's start with 2 cups first. I put my nutmeg in there. I love a lot of nutmeg. My cinnamon and my vanilla. Now, I'm going to put the eggs in after I finish mixing this up, because I don't want to mix it up and taste raw egg. So get your blender out. That's the best way to do this, and combine all of your stuff. Get the blender out, and then we'll be back after we blend this up, and then I'll show you. Okay, so we're back, and this is the mixture before I add the eggs. Once I add the eggs, it'll lighten up. So instead of 3 cups of sugar, start off with 2. This is actually end up being 2 cups because I held some back. So what I'm going to do is add my 2 eggs in here. Add my 2 eggs in here. And a mixer, not a blender, what I said earlier. Sorry about that. I'm not used to doing this. So what we're going to do, and I just threw me a little bit more butter in there because it was some extra. And I'm going to turn my mixer up high and mix it. And the texture and everything will be different once you add that egg. It'll be more, how do you say, richer once you add that egg in there. Brush your thighs down and get in there and mix it. Because I like mine fluffy. Back in the day, I grew up with it not being, so fluffy. And then I have my oven heating up. And what I'm going to do is I'll show you how to do the pie crust. It's store-bought. And you just want to put your pie crust. I really beat mine. So. And everything else was on was on, you know, on spot as far as the vanilla, the cinnamon, and the nutmeg is great. So what I'm going to do is get the pie crust and show you how to prepare that before you put your filling in. And as you can see, it's a little lighter once you add it, because like I said, it's much richer. So the pie crust normally comes with 2, and I preheated the other oven to 350, but I kind of let it, let's see if it come loose. It should, because I took it out. So you know what, we're gonna have to wait a minute and let it thaw out. I never used this brand before, so we're gonna let it thaw out again and then we'll come back. Okay, we're back, and we just let the pie crust set out for about 15 minutes so they can separate. When you buy the pie crust, they do come out, it's 2 of them, so you separate them. What you want to do is prick the bottom of your prepared pie crust. And I want to reiterate that even though I gave you measurements of the sugar, the nutmeg, and the cinnamon, the butter, start off with a little and then add more as you go to your taste. Everybody's taste is different. So start off with maybe a little less, like a half a cup of sugar, depending on how many potatoes, sweet potatoes you have, and just build your way up a little bit at a time. Like I said, everybody have their own taste. So what we do next, we put these in the oven at 350 for about 10 to 15 minutes. You don't want it brown, you just want a tint, like a tan color on them. And this is tan like, but you'll see that it's cooked just a little bit. And then after we take these out of, I'm gonna put these in the oven after we take it out, and then we'll fill our pies filling in there. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We left the pie shells in for about 15 minutes. As you can see, they're not dark, but they just barely cooked. So what we're going to do is put our filling in.
I actually poured it already.
Right here. So you don't want to fill it all the way to the top, but you want to get a good, and bring it around in there and bring it out to the edges. You know, turn it around and get it on there. And what I suggest, don't have peaks going up because that's going to brown first. So we just kind of fill it in and bring it out to the edges. And as you can see, I have a whole lot more. I'm going to move this one over. I have a whole lot more filling than I do pie crust. No problem. Don't throw it away. Put it in the refrigerator. Freeze it. When I used to cook big meals, have lots and lots of people over, I used to do this a week ahead. So you can make this today, bake it, freeze it, cover it real good in plastic wrap and foil, and then bring it on out. And let it sit out, and it'll be just as good as the day that you made it. So we have our pies filled, our pie shells filled. Put a little bit more. We'll try to not do the peaks. Okay. And we're going to put them in the oven for 325 for about an hour, and they should be done. And then we can come back and we'll show you the finished product. You can see this is the end result of our sweet potato pies. I just want to say, when you get your sweet potatoes, The other two that we made, I end up giving them away to some family members. So we end up making some more, and this is the end result. Just make sure when you start off with your sugar, start off with a cup, your nutmeg, your cinnamon, and your vanilla. Start off with a tablespoon and build it up from there. Your butter, a stick of butter. And if you feel like you want more butter, that's fine with you. You do it according to your taste. And this is the end result. And I want to say happy Thanksgiving. You know, if you have any questions about the recipe, comment, like, subscribe to my daughter Jasmine Goss channel, and happy holidays.